Good morning, everyone. Aja here from gardendayZ. It is a beautiful day today. It's supposed to be 68 or get up to 70 degrees. Unfortunately, we've been getting some really cold temps at night, some falling below freezing. I've already given a tour of the main garden area, but I just wanted to show you. Most things are still fine. It's just some things like the canna, which I need to dig up, was affected. It's a bit crispy. So I'll cut that back and dig it up today. Everything over here is still looking good. The main thing that I wanted to do today is give a tour of the veggie garden and see what got affected by the low temps. I'm sure the tomatoes and peppers. But also I want to do some cleanup and get some things in the ground because I said I didn't want to plant anymore, but I have some plants that are left over that I really need to get planted. So we'll do the tour and then get busy with getting everything buttoned up. We're going to start in this corner over here. Everything looks pretty good. I have the rhubarb here that I didn't dig up. It is massive, just huge. There was another one over here, but I dug it up and split it into different sections to put in the garden. But that probably won't come up till next year. Then I have the currant here, and it's its first year, but it's doing well. Let's go ahead and move this. Okay, and we have the gooseberries here. And they're looking much healthier than when I first planted them. It looks like they're starting to get some fall color in them. Then I have the green gooseberry here, and then the purple one here. These are the two varieties that I have here. The purple one is called Little Ben, and it's a dwarf variety. And then the green one is Pixwell. I'll leave those there. And these are high-yielding varieties. They do look different. You can tell this one has bigger leaves. This one has smaller leaves like the currant. And, ooh, it's definitely pokey. So here I have my almond tree along with the goji berry. There were tons and tons of goji berries. I didn't get to harvest most of them. I probably should come and do that. Just put them in the fridge. The frost has made them a bit sweet. To me, they taste like sweet tomatoes. I've mentioned this before, so I definitely want to harvest these and get them packed away. So over here I have the pumpkin patch, and I did get these planted late. Next year I want to definitely plant more. Look at all the little pumpkins that could have been. But it definitely got affected by the frost, which is a shame, but there's always next year, and I'll definitely get started earlier. I have this voluntary mammoth sunflower that has gone to seed, so they're ready to harvest. I'll do that today as well. And I think I'll add them in this garden bed here in little patches. But we have the apple tree here. This is the gala, which has been in the ground for 4 years now and is going on its 5th year. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully soon it'll start producing some fruit. The problem with that is we do get some late frost, and it usually kills off the buds in spring. And I've seen 1 apple on this tree since it's been here. Another voluntary sunflower. This one is not the mammoth, it's a multi-stemmed, and I'm just gonna let the birds get to this, and whatever falls on the ground can reseed. I might actually take a few just in case. I see the birds have already been getting to them, which is nice. It's what I want the sunflowers for, but maybe just spread some because I do want some to grow back in this area. I like them. I had started several borage plants by seed, and only 1 took hold, which I planted under the apple tree. So hopefully this will do well here and spread. That'll be nice because I do want some borage in the garden. I had a row of shallots here, and I also seeded some wildflowers in here, but the squirrels had dug up all my shallots. I didn't think they liked them, but I guess they do. And this is the patch of asparagus here, which is doing well. Did plant some new ones earlier in the season, so those will take a couple years to get established. But I do have this sector here that I can probably start harvesting from next year because it's been in the ground probably 4 years now. And oh, I've been taking this wildflower, which is a Mexican hat. I did seed some wildflowers last season. This one took hold, so I'm just going and collecting the seeds and then just spreading them in certain areas because I want more of this. I really do love this plant. It's beautiful when in bloom. It's got more blooms on it. It's done really well this season. There's another wildflower down here, but I have no idea what it is because it didn't really do much blooming this season. So maybe next year. I think this patch here is female because it did get the red berries on it, which have dried up. And these are the seeds, so you can just spread those so the patch gets bigger. That would be nice. I do want it to be mainly perennials in this sector here, except there, which, like I said, I think I'm going to replant the mammoth in the back row, and then I'll interplant next spring with more pumpkins, because they seem to have liked that area, so we'll see how they do next season. Look. So this is a raspberry. I had planted a whole row here, or what I had planted here was blackberries and raspberries, but they died off. I don't know, I just can't seem to get them to establish in the garden except in one spot, but I'm glad to see that it came up here. Maybe we'll get a little patch here. I can add a drip emitter for this one. That would be nice that at least one of them survived. Yeah, I don't see any signs of others, unfortunately. What's down here? That looks like a tomato, huh? I don't think I've ever planted tomato here. That's weird. I'm gonna spread more seeds for next year. They'll just pop up. They always do. Kind of mix them in right over here. I'll just put that there. The birds can get to... Oh, look. I guess one of the shallots, actually, the squirrels didn't get to, because I see it popping up. Oh, and there's another one right here. And here. Well, those will be nice for next year. I did re-amend this garden bed really good this year, so that's probably why it's doing well. But anyways, that's enough about this sector here. This here used to be my blueberry patch, but I only had one, which was the Legacy, that decided to come back up from its roots. So hopefully this takes hold. I would like at least one blueberry bush. Anyways, I decided to go ahead and just fill these this season with lettuce. Got mustard, kale, leafy, just salad greens, and then I think more mustard over here. Wow, look how big this patch of the chocolate mint. Nice. Actually, I'm mistaken. That's sweet mint. This is the chocolate mint here with the brown stems. I really love this. I'm glad it's doing well. I had peppermint and another mint in here, but they died off. So this was the blueberry patch. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next season in here. I did have tomatoes in these barrels one season, and they did well. But I might do that again next season. We'll see. So, ooh. There was, I believe, a squash in here. And this, what was this? Oh yeah, that was nasturtiums. So that's it for this patch here. I said tomatoes, but I really, really want to get some blueberries. And maybe I'll dig out this soil next season and buy soil specifically for blueberries that's acidic and put that in there and try it again. But we'll see. Ugh, look at my tomato row here. Definitely was affected. I had a pepper there. It's gone. It didn't do too well this season. I got hit by some frost earlier in the season, and then it just struggled, which I've heard you're not supposed to let it get hit by frost or it will struggle. The tomatillos were doing so well. It's unfortunate they didn't survive, but you know what? I think I can still harvest them. I might do that with some of the tomatoes too. Terry and I came out one year after a frost and we harvested the tomatoes. Or I just might let the birds get to them and then see if any volunteers come up next season. This row here I didn't do too much with or amend. So next season at the beginning of the year I'm going to amend it and probably do annuals since I already have annuals over here. And this is, I think, another gala that has been here in the garden for 3 full years. It's going on its 4th year, I think. It's hard for me to remember some of the trees. But anyways, this is my herb patch here, which did okay. Most of my herbs, like the rosemary, sage, they died off this year. They lasted about 2 or 3 years. But the parsley, look at the parsley. Wow. Maybe that'll come back next year. Oh my goodness, that needs to be harvested. And of course, the chives, they seem to always do well. I had some cilantro there, but it ended up dying off in the summer when it got hot. See how one of these tomatoes tastes after frost. Ooh, 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 they're definitely ripe. Ooh, those still taste good. I think I'll harvest the ones that are ripe. The fruit doesn't seem like it got affected by the cold. Yum. In this area here, I wanted it to be grapevines and strawberries, but I didn't have a chance to get to it this season, so I went ahead and planted potatoes in. I do have 2 grapevines that have survived, and it's the Vanessa variety, which there's one here and one here. And the only strawberry that survived was this one here. So, I don't know, I'll amend the bed and work on this next season and see what happens. But I do need to dig up all these potatoes. Or I could leave them in the ground for next year. I have done that before and they just came back up. So that is a possibility if I don't get to it. Oh, look at that. What is that? I thought it was a bee. Not sure what that is. Looks like a big chunky bee. Or it might be a beetle. It is a beetle. But anyways, you can tell the frost has definitely affected some of these plants. The ones that were under this juniper tree didn't seem to get affected. Next year, I was thinking about doing some row covers for the sensitive plants and some of the annuals, like the tomatoes and peppers, because we do have some late frosts that come in. And then also I can use it for this time to extend the season a little bit. Our first frost is usually forecast for October 15th. Over here in this long garden bed, we have a nectarine and some honeyberries. I did amend the soil this year. Ooh, this was my fig, and it got affected by the cold. So I planted and moved this fig, but nothing happened. Maybe it'll come up next year. Yeah, it died off and no leaves ever came back up. So I think this is a walking onion. I planted an onion that I got from the grocery store in the ground, and then it started doing the walking thing where it kind of lays over and then more onions pop up. So I hope this spreads. This will be awesome. And I have a mullein there that is native to the area. I just let it grow, and there are a bunch of seeds. So I'll probably spread that through the garden. And I just noticed there is a fig down here. Some of it got affected by the cold, but the one over here did not. So I'm hoping that this one will do better next year. I'm glad to have 2 figs, and they're both the Chicago Hardy variety. And there's another nasturtium over here. I planted the raspberries. They're the golden variety, and both of them died off. I don't know. I just don't understand the raspberries. They don't want to do well in this garden. I think they just require more water than what I was giving them. Maybe I'll plant them somewhere different and see how they do next year, because I do want some golden raspberries. But that is basically it for my veggie garden. I didn't really focus too much on the veggie garden. I just planted a few things at the beginning and then just let them go. I was really working on the main garden with the perennials and trying to get that established. I'm really excited for how that's going to look next year. Speaking of next year, I am going to focus more on the veggie garden and see if I can get more fruits and vegetables to grow and have a nice abundance. My mic died, so hopefully there's no wind, but I've got some of the tomatoes harvested. I did harvest quite a few green, but the good thing about tomatoes is they will ripen off of the vine. And then I got a bunch of cherry tomatoes too that are ripe. I didn't think I was going to use all the seeds for this, but I did. But it's okay because I have more seeds in paper bags from previous years. So I can put those out for the birds. And next year there should be a lot because I spread them back here, back through the thing, back there, like I said, even back behind the asparagus. I did a patch right here, some by the apple tree, some even along the back side of this garden bed and over by that nectarine tree. Some of the nasturtiums actually survived. Huh, nice. I wonder if I should give it a couple days to completely die off because it's still green in the middle and there's some green leaves coming up here. I think I will make a separate video on digging up the cannas and gladiolas since they're not hardy in my zone and show you what I do with them or what I'm going to do with them for the winter, how I'm going to store them. I still have to harvest the goji berries, so I'm going to get a bowl for that. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me during this video. And I know we got just a couple weeks left of the gardening season, so I'm going to get as much done as possible. Hopefully we'll see you next time. If you want to check out more videos, they should be popping up now, or you can subscribe if you haven't already. Bye for now.